think I booked the wrong tour. I think I booked the wrong island hopping tour. I was just checking my booking and I booked for a tour D, which is all beaches and does not cover the most popular spots to see here in El Nido. It is what it is. I do like the idea of just going to different beaches and relaxing, but I'm not a strong swimmer. So if it's just all going to be kayaking and snorkeling, then I'll be in trouble. But I don't mind just lying down in beach, get a sunbed, and read my book. There are 4 tours in El Nido. There's A, B, C, and D that you can do. I am obviously doing D tomorrow and another one on Wednesday, which is none of those A, B, C, D, but more like a private catamaran tour. I guess we'll find out tomorrow if I'm going to regret it or not. See you then. We're here. We're going to do it. I'm up early because the meeting time is 8 a.m. back in town, which I'm very close to, so should be okay. I am now walking to the meeting point, which is called Calamari Reservoir, in the middle of town. So early in the morning, it's busy. I have a problem. I need to pee all the time, and I think it's mental knowing that I'll be in that boat for ages. I peed like 5 times before leaving, and now I need to pee again. I need to stop thinking about it. Yep, we're back in the room. Not off to a good start. They texted me saying it's between 8 to 8:30 the meeting time. However, I am the only person that they have booked for Tour D. I believe they're mixing me or putting me with another group, another provider, because via Klook, I am the only one booked Tour D, and that call time for that is 9 to 9:30. So I'm back in the room. There's our boat. I've got my aqua shoes on. And this is where people will have to actually waddle through kind of semi-deep water to get to their boats.
We're on our way to the first and what ended up as my favorite stop of this island tour. Small Lagoon.
Okay. Look at that. Ang tahimik. Yay! That was the Small Lagoon kayak. You rent that for 300. So I paired with someone, with Eric, and then you can just swim around. I tried to take off the vest and immediately regretted it, but here we are.
That was a proud moment. Now let's reward myself with some lunch. Yep, we're already eating.
Serenity Beach for lunch. Quite rough, and it goes deep pretty quickly. And I needed to pee. There's no toilet, so I had to go in the ocean. But look at it. This is only our second stop, and we're already having lunch, which is perfect because I'm hungry. I think it doesn't matter what tour you book, whichever it is, it will be very beautiful. It hasn't been very busy either. Like in this one, there are only 2 boats. So us and another group right there. And in the first one, there were only a couple of boats, which is a small lagoon one that I wanted to see. And it's actually part of Tour D. Apparently, Tour C had to be canceled in majority of the one I was with. Book Tour C. We just left Cadlao Lagoon. That was so beautiful. So like your big lagoon, small lagoon, and Cadlao Lagoon is usually for your most popular lagoons, but Cadlao usually get forgotten, but it's actually really pretty and fairly quiet. It's rough getting in though, but I was so proud of myself kayaking in that rough water and swimming in it as well, though I did have a vest, but it's still pretty outside of my comfort zone. It's amazing. We have two more stops and we are going to our second to the last, whilst the water is really calmer now as well, which is great. Paradise Beach, second to the last stop. It's really more for relaxing, but the waves are not. It's way calmer than the last stop at Kadlaw Lagoon, but it's still pretty roughish by the shore. There's actually a lot of people there, so it's not relaxing.
We're driving downtown, foot pushed on the pedal. Move to songs we play together. Feel like we're on holiday. I got a feeling it's a good day. We're driving downtown, foot pushed on the pedal. Move to songs we play together.
Sunset time.
Yeah, you don't see a sunset here.
Yeah, I know, it's on the other. I went to
Next beach.
Las Cabañas. I went there, yes, last night.
Oh, really?
Last night? Oh, okay.
I think we're jumping.
The zip line? No.
No, we were jumping. Where were you?
Sunset Bar. So I got a spot and I was just, reading my book. Sunset.
Yeah.
Nice sunset.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's nice.
You can also go to Goong Beach here. Also the nice sunset there.
I know. I changed it to my slippers. I'm back at the hotel, hang out with some people that I met on the boat, which was really nice. After that, snorkeling that we did, which was the last stop, which is pretty close to town. You can actually see El Nido Beach from where we were. Now, I would say that wasn't the best snorkeling spot. So the corals are, majority of them were either, bleached, dead, or dying. Anyway, because there were a few boats in there snorkeling, but I still saw some fish. About the largest would probably be as big as my face, so it is not the biggest of fish. However, what I'm gonna tell you what was my favorite and what I didn't like about it, right? So my favorite part in terms of destinations were definitely the Kadlaw Lagoon. There's a reason that's probably the most apparently underrated out of all the lagoons, and it was definitely beautiful. It was rough getting in though, and because we had a relatively big boat, we have to kayak in from the rock. That is probably one of the other reasons that I really liked about this tour. I was kind of nervous last night knowing that I'll be joining by myself, and luckily I met a few solo travelers as well. There are 4 of us solo travelers, but the other 2 actually met in Korea traveling solo as well back in September. So they kind of came together, but in a grand scheme of things, we're all relatively strangers to each other. I conquered my fear. I am not a strong swimmer. In fact, I can barely swim. I can, but 50-meter stops, right? And I don't do well in ocean where there's current. I'm not that strong. But I kayaked, not by myself, I kayaked with someone, but in the rough water, which I never would have done before. I snorkeled by myself and I swam in the ocean by myself as well, although I did have my vest. I tried to take it off at some point, but it was fine, but I'm not so good at treading water. But anyway, one step at a time, and I got outside of my comfort zone today, and that's probably the one thing I really wanted to achieve in this solo trip. The bad, sadly, is that there are a lot of rubbish, right, in the shore, which obviously the ocean is taking to shore, and we pay 400 pesos each. Every tourist here would pay an environmental fee of 400 pesos. That is double the price in Coron. So I don't know what exactly are they doing with it. Who is doing the cleaning? So every stop that we went to had some sort of like rubbish in the shore somehow. The water, I think it's just really more of the sand because of the weather today. So there were parts that weren't exactly very clear, especially in El Nido Beach, which is the port. That kind of makes sense. Every port in the world is dirty. But it's still so beautiful. God damn, God created all of this, but in a way I am cursing, but it's just so beautiful and I'm happy that I booked that tour. Lunch wasn't the best either, but hey, for what we paid, $30, how much was it? 31 Australian dollars, just over $1,000 Australian, pesos. I think it was 1,200, 1,300, I can't remember. That's pretty good. It was the very smooth sailing once we're in water. However, I've had better service in Coron in terms of the tour guides, but they were still pretty good. They took some photos and videos of us, the human drone, as you do here in the Philippines. It's we'll show you. And I made some friends. I've added them on Instagram as well, and I got out of my comfort zone. And I needed that. I'm a freaking independent person. You know, don't get me wrong. Everyone you probably talk to, my friends, my family, I'm the independent one. Heck, I love traveling solo, right? But an island hopping on a boat for hours with strangers, that was nerve-wracking last night. But the moment I got there, it was fine. Off to dinner I go, and I'll see you tomorrow. Today's tour is very different from yesterday's. I paid $205 for today's tour, which is 7,500 pesos, whilst yesterday was 31 Australian dollars. I'll show you what I mean.
You must think that I'm a restless case because I ran away, If you listen to the words I say.
The weather isn't cooperating at the moment. Look at it. It's raining, but we're gonna try our best to have fun regardless. There are only about 11 or 10 people, I think, of us in this boat, but I can already tell the difference. We are in a massive catamaran, not the one that they advertise, but it's so pretty. It has its own toilet, 2 bedrooms, has a chef, and a couple of crew on board as well. I snorkeled by myself again and swam by myself back to the catamaran, which I swallowed about 2 lots of salt water. But I made it.
I told you I'm not yours anymore. No, I'm not yours. So why are you trying to hold?
All right, we are at the private island for lunch. They're setting up. There's a dog. They have toilets, which is amazing. So they do have 2 private islands that they use for their lunches. Oh, that was good. I just been snorkeling and swimming, but I'm a bit dizzy now from the bopping of the catamaran. I get seasick pretty quickly. Yeah, so relaxing a bit here. I found a small bangka. I'm gonna sit here in the shade waiting for lunch because it's too sunny out there. Oh, this really good crew. Again, so many people from different countries. I definitely can see the difference between this and the one from yesterday, as I kind of really expected. We've been to, our first stop was the helicopter beach, where we did some snorkeling. Snorkeling there was okay. And then I forgot the name of the place, but I'm not gonna zoom into it actually. Right there, it's like a buoy, right, where you can snorkel. There was another boat when we got there. Small private boat, it looks like. They were free diving. There were definitely more fish in there, and you cannot see all the way down, so definitely you can't let your mind win, or your fear win over that. And not too far is now this private beach for lunch. Woo! Last snorkeling stop. Hi! They're the ones saving me from all the scary snorkeling. Giving me that thumbs up without even seeing the water. Goodbye, snorkeling. That was the end of the snorkeling. We're now heading to the big lagoon, the highlight of this trip, the kayak, and then just relax at 7 Commandos before we head back. This is the 7 Commandos beach, and we're lazy to leave the boat. I am back at my hotel. That was such a fun group. I think I really like that there are only about, I think, 10 or 11 of us. So you get to know most of the people, unlike the one that I did yesterday where there were like, I think, 18 to 20 of us. So there's too many. And there's a lot of lounging area, so you can actually relax and talk to people in transit between stops. My favorite has to be the Big Lagoon. That is, in terms of all the lagoons, Big Lagoon, Kadlaw Lagoon, and Small Lagoon is how I would rank them all. Definitely worth the money if you can. I think it's really good. Their service is just impeccable. They have obviously bedrooms in there, 2 toilets. They have shower if you want. They serve you water every time you go back to the catamaran, and the food was way better, and they have just as you would expect from the money you're paying. I didn't take any videos of the Big Lagoon, but that's just really beautiful. But I have some photos which I will show you now. If you can have to only go to one place, that's it. And then there wasn't any actually good beach though where I could just lay down and relax. I think Boracay still tops that for me. Tomorrow I'll be moving to an island resort, and they actually do 3 island hopping options for free. But oh well, I've already booked all of this before then. So I'm just gonna relax in there. And also I wanted to stay in town to experience it before I move to the resort. So thank you so much for watching. Till next time. Bye!